Hello, everybody. I'm so excited because we've got Emily here who has just opened her Arbonne franchise, her Arbonne business, and she is now live in the UK, Poland, Australia, New Zealand, Canada, and America. And we're expanding into more countries this year, but we'll pause on that for now. So I know lots of you already know Emily, but for anybody that doesn't, we're going to do a little bit of a deep dive, a little bit of Q&A, and there is a prize to be won, a full-size product from Emily's shop as well. So stay tuned for that. So I'm going to go straight into question one, Emily, and ask you to tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so hi, I'm Emily. I am mummy to two little girls. We've got Adeline, who is nearly 7, and we've got Violet, who is nearly 3, but she is just a whirlwind, which I know you know that. You're living it with me.
Yeah.
So my main job is mummy. I've got a wonderful husband, but he works away for 6 months of the year, so it is sort of lone rider over here for the majority of the time. But he's amazing. He's so supportive and everything, and he's constantly on the phone going, "Are you okay? Do you need me to come home?" And in my head, I'm like, "Yeah, but no, we've got bills to pay." But yeah, so that's sort of my life. My background is in the travel industry, so I worked in travel, but I was sort of like in marketing training and sort of like on a sales part, like regionally. So this is totally different for me.
Yeah. I love that because even though I've had my business for 10 years, I always tell people that I didn't grow up going, oh, when I'm older, I want to be an Arbonne consultant. I actually trained in ophthalmology. Obviously you're from the UK, so anyone's from the UK will have heard of Specsavers Opticians, which is where I used to work for. And my life took a complete change when our second daughter, who's now 13, had a stroke and a brain hemorrhage, and it meant that I took a year off work unpaid to be with her in hospital. And at the end of that year, she still hadn't recovered. She was then diagnosed with cerebral palsy because of the injury that had happened to her brain. And I actually walked away from the career I'd spent years building upon and loving, and then started an Arbonne business. And the reason why I did was so that I could work from my phone in hospital and still be able to work. So, like you, massive change from what we actually trained to do. So question number two: how did you hear about Arbonne?
There's a few different channels I've heard about it, sort of like through social media, but my main one is through you. So I don't even know how we became friends on social media, but hey, here we are.
I think it was when you we were pregnant at the same time with your second and my third. I think we were pregnant at the same time, and I think it was from a mum's group, I think.
Yeah, probably something along them lines. But then it's sort of like we've sort of followed the same sort of path from then, living the terrible twos together and all of that. But yes, that's the main reason I've heard about it is through yourself, really, and sort of seeing everything you promote, how you talk about it, and sort of like following your journey in a sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like it was from Sneak Peek. Did you do Sneak Peek?
No.
Oh no, maybe it wasn't from there. That was where we did. Oh, now I'm digressing. That's where you do like a little blood sample, and they tell you what gender your baby's going to be. But no, maybe it wasn't from you.
No, no, we didn't find out with ours, but I genuinely don't know. I was thinking about this before I came on this call. I was like, how did I even meet you? I'm like, when did this happen?
I'm pretty sure it was when we were both. I think we were pregnant at the
Must
same
have been. It's
time.
got to be,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
We'll go with that anyway.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so my next question then, question number three is what made you decide to actually start an Arbonne business?
So I ummed and ahed about it for so long, as you know, and I keep constantly sort of saying, "Oh, I don't know if the time's right," but I just don't think the time is ever right for anything. And sometimes you've just got to sort of like put a bit of a risk on yourself, really, and sort of go, right, let's do this. And I think sort of over the last like couple of months, I've been on sort of a bit of a sounds a bit cheesy, but a bit of a journey with myself, if you know what I mean. Sort of thinking, what do I actually want, and where do I want to go, and I tried to go back to work in the travel industry and it just didn't work because childcare bills were a fortune. And like I say, Lee works away, so it was literally all on me. So I'm running around like a headless chicken. I was like, I need something that I can do home that works more in my time. And I was like, why am I just not doing this? So yeah, here we are.
Yeah, and do you know what? I will just add into this. So I've known Emily for a couple of years, but only through social media. But I do genuinely think, especially since COVID times, that our social media friends actually do become like our really close friends. I genuinely do feel like that with some people that I know from the Facebook
Like
community.
I
And I'm
know
like,
you, I'm like, how like know
yeah,
your life, everything
I know.
about
I'm like,
it.
no, I'm like they're my best friend. Like, I have like multiple really close friends, and I would consider you somebody that I'm really close to. I could talk to and just ask questions and be totally myself around. So I actually did say to Emily a little while ago, like, I think you would be really good at this. And the reason why I said that was because I've had 10 years doing Arbonne and I've seen people come and people go and people come and people stay. And the difference factor between people that make this kind of business work versus people that don't is people that genuinely care. So I've seen people come into franchises like this and all they care about is just sales, making as much profit as possible, and like that's their end game. And I see that they build a customer base, but that customer base doesn't stay around. Whereas people like you,
Mhm.
Emily, who genuinely want to give somebody advice, and if they want to buy something because of your advice, like wonderful, that's a bonus. But you genuinely just want to help people, and even if they're like, actually, it's not for me right now, totally fine, like not attached to the sale at all. And you're like that. You genuinely, what I've seen, you genuinely give advice without any self-gain. Like you're like, this is the movie that I like, this is the place that I like to eat, this is my advice for this business. Like you do genuinely recommend things. And I'm like, do you know what? Emily'd be really good at this because in Arbonne, the most successful people are the people that genuinely want to give somebody advice. When people, I get messages daily from people, and you'll be the same when your business starts, that say, I've got really bad bloating, or my little one's got really bad eczema, or I'm really lacking in energy, or I'm really looking for a good mascara that doesn't sting my eyes. Like we have over 500 products. So the amount of questions that we get from different people, it's lovely. And I know you'll be the sort of person that will message them back and say, look, this is what I've been using, and this is what it's done for me, or this is what it's done for somebody that I know. I'd love it if you wanted to try it. You get a full refund. If it doesn't work, there's a 90-day money back guarantee. So if it doesn't work, we'll get you full refund. And I know you are so genuine like this. So I've already been asking Emily for a little while. Like, I think you'd be really good at this. And like you say, timing is everything, isn't it?
This is it, but like I say, it's just sometimes you just got, I'm doing it now.
Okay, so my very last question is this. So you have started your business in April 25. And for me, when I first started my business, my goal was actually because I'd lost my income working for the opticians. My husband was working all this overtime to try and bring in that money. We never saw him. So we had two children at the time. So same as you right now, with two children at the time. He didn't work away. He worked in the UK, but he was working all the time. And I had these two children on my own, and we were in and out of hospital. And we actually we were given government benefits at the time, which was an amazing thing to be given. But I wanted to be off government benefits as quickly as possible. So I wanted to ring tax credits up and be like, thank you, I'm capable of making money, give that money to somebody that actually really needs it.
Yeah.
So that was my goal. I was like, I'm going to start Arbonne. And my goal is to be off benefits as quickly as possible. And I was able to do that within a couple of months. I was building enough of an income, helping customers, building my Arbonne awareness out there with people. And people were coming to me as the Arbonne lady. They were like, you're the one that sells that really good protein shake. You're the
Yeah,
one that
one
does,
lady.
yeah, they were like, you're the one that sells the cure for eczema. And I was like, hang on a minute, we can't be shouting that around. I
Yeah,
was
I'm
like,
not sure why you go with that.
yeah, I was like, it worked for my children, but it might not work for yours, but it did for a lot of people, and that's great.
Yeah.
And so within a few months, I was off benefits, and that was wonderful. Ringing tax credits was for me my goal in the beginning. But then after that goal, it was to actually go to Disney World with our family as a four and be able to book 2 weeks and do the package that we wanted and do the flights that we wanted and not have to compromise. And within a year, we had reached that point. So then I was like, okay, what's my next goal? So at the time we rented, we couldn't afford to buy a house. So I started putting my Arbonne money to one side once the bills were paid, putting this extra money to one side. And in 2020, I'd been building my business for I think 5 years, and we bought our dream home, which is where we live now. So the first house we bought was our dream home. And then after that, my husband was like, maybe we could have two more babies. And because we were in a position where financially we were like, yeah, if we wanted to, we could do this. And I had the time because I worked from home and the flexibility. My husband then worked part-time because of Arbonne. He was able to work part-time and set up his own business. So then our goal then was to have two more children, which we did, and we're done now. So I just want to ask you, because everybody has different dreams and different goals. It's 2025 now. The average time it takes to get to the very top of Arbonne is 4 years. So let's say it's 2029. The average income at the top level is £10,000 a month. Tell me what that would mean for you, Lee, and the girls.
For me, starting this, it's not about sort of the money and what it's sort of going to bring. Obviously, money is great. No one's going to say no if that makes sense. For me, it's more about what it's going to bring for me my family in regards to time. Like that's what's priceless to me. And I want to be able to do something for me and say that, right, I've achieved this. And I know that sounds really sort of like strange thing to say when you've got a family, but I think you lose yourself a little bit when you're a mum and you just become mum and everything you do is for your children. And for me, I'm like, I actually want to be able to do something for me. And I feel like I will be a better person for everybody else in my family, if that makes sense. So the money, it would be amazing, but I'm going to take it as baby steps and be like, no, I'm doing this on a day by day, week by week for me. If that does that make sense?
Yeah.
But yeah, money would be great. It would be fantastic, but right now it's about doing something for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and also I love what you said about the time as well, because like we can't get that time back. And initially, as I said, I did want to come off benefits, but also it was to reduce my husband's hours. He was working, literally, he was leaving the house at 6 and he wasn't back till the kids were in bed. And they just never saw him. And that wasn't his fault because
Yeah.
my income had gone and we were trying to survive. And so doing this business was to enable him. It sounds really crazy, but growing up, I always remember the adverts on telly where the gravy was what they were selling on the advert, and all the family would sit together and have their gravy on their dinner. And I always used to think, oh, that's a goal, that is to have dinner together as a family, which was something we didn't have initially. We do now, but in the beginning, starting my Arbonne business, that I was like, I just want to have dinner together. Like how
I know
successful.
what you mean. It's like I live it with you. You know what I mean? It's like that would be like, so I was thinking about it. Yeah, if Lee could work less, it would be like the dream.
Mm.
Because it's that is your goal, isn't it? You've created your own little family, and you do want you all to be together in your little unit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. So as we start to wrap up, I just want you guys to I'm going to tell you about the giveaway, and also I want you guys to know where you can support Emily in her business. So there's three ways you can support her. So number one is you can just be a cheerleader. Like everybody knows what it's like when somebody has their own business. We just love people that just support us, whether you're a customer or not. You just like I do. My friend just bought a pub the other day, and it's about half an hour away from me, so it's not something I'll visit regularly. But I'm already on social media going, this is the best pub ever. She's the best landlady ever. Like this is what we do for our friends. Like we just cheerlead them along. I'm not going to be there propping up the bar every day, but I will certainly tell everybody I know that it's the best place
Yeah.
to go. So you can support Emily by just being one of her biggest cheerleaders, telling everyone you know, go and see Emily. She's got the best products, the best sun cream, the best protein shakes, etc., etc. So you can be a cheerleader, and that I know Emily will be so grateful for that. Option two is you can become a customer. And you can actually it's free to be a customer, and you can buy anything from Emily's shop. She's got over 500 products, from makeup to skincare to nutrition to just everyday essentials like toothpaste, deodorant, shampoo, sun cream, etc. And Emily will be able to have a chat with you and talk about products that might be suitable. And if there's something she doesn't know, she can ask me, or we've got a team WhatsApp and a team Facebook group. So she can always find out that information. You can actually be a wholesale customer and pay £10 a year. If you're in another country, just ask Emily what that amount is in your country. If she doesn't know, she'll ask me. That's fine. And that means you get everything at wholesale, and you get free gifts and free shipping and lots of perks, which is lovely. And then the last option, option number three, is if you're like Emily and you've actually thought about doing something like this for a little while, alongside a job, alongside it's fine. I'll carry on talking, but she's fine. Alongside everything else that you're doing, and you thought, do you know what? This sounds really good actually. The company's been around for 45 years. That for me was appealing. The products are all vegan, gluten-free, clean, results-driven. For me, that was appealing from a business stance. You don't deal with any money. People buy the products on your website, they get delivered straight to your door. For me, I was like, great, because I haven't got time to be like dealing with stock and dropping products off everywhere, dealing with money. So it's all clean and done on the internet. And I knew I could genuinely talk to potential clients about the products, because I was like, I'm using them and I'm having results and I'm loving them, and I'm just going to share my own opinion with them. So if you are sat here and you're thinking, actually, I could do this as well. It's normally £70 a year to buy your franchise. So your website's built for you. But in April this month is actually on sale to £50. And you'll get full training, coaching and support with Emily, with myself, with our whole team. So that's option three. So whichever one of those options suits you, just pop it in the comments, one, two, or three. And lastly, to win a full-size product from Emily's shop, all we want to know is how you know Emily. Or if you don't, then just comment what your favorite part of this video was. And what she's going to do, she's going to give everyone a few days to comment and give this a little like, and then she'll put everyone's name down in a hat and probably get one of the girls to pull a random name out, and you will win a full-size product as a little thank you for supporting this. Is there anything else you want to say, Emily?
I think we've covered everything. Well,
Thank
just thank you, I suppose. It's like, I suppose, a thank you to you, and then thank you to everyone that's hopefully going to support us as well.
Yay! Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you. Bye.